I want to say something on here because my kid was talking to me yesterday about our schedule, and a lot of stuff's just been going on. And I was like, hey, I have to work on the 28th, and you have a game that day, and I'm going to figure out a way to work earlier and leave earlier or something. He's like, no, Mom, no, that's okay. You can miss this one game. You're at every single game. And I was like, yes, I know. Because I want to be there, not because I have to be there. See, one thing about me, I'm never going to choose work over my kids. Ever. I'm never going to choose work because your work's always going to be there. Your kids are always going to, your kids are only going to be this little for so long. I don't support people that choose work over their children because there's always a way. There's always a way to figure it out and to still put your kids first. Like, yeah, there's some times where you're not going to be able to get out of work or whatever, but at the same time, you've got to at least try. People that don't try to show their kids that they do mean more to them than work is bullshit to me. Hold on! So what I told him was, or he goes, Mom, it's okay to miss one game. And I'm like, yo, I missed that one game. What if I miss the best play that you've ever played? What if I miss the best tackle you've ever tackled? What if I miss the best game because I have to work? Okay, now I told my job, I told them I can't work any Thursday until after the season's over, and then I'll work any Thursday you want, right? One day. It's one day. You know what I mean? They're already going to give me a day or two off, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal, which it isn't. It isn't that big of a deal with them, but they have like these mandatory training hours that you have to stay for a certain amount of time within a certain amount of hour time, because that's the time they have the people there. That's the time that that's just what they have to do. Now I'm probably going to get those people that are like, well, you have to work to support your kids. You have to work, or I have to work and I can't just take time off. It's not me taking time off. It's me making an effort to be there when I say I'm going to be there. I wasn't brought up in a household where two parents wanted to do anything together. So the fact that it's just me and he knows that, my nose is stuffy. The fact that he knows that I'm at every single game. In his 5 years of playing, I've missed one game. One game. Because that's what my kids mean to me. If you're gonna complain that the kid's fucking football game is too far away, then what the hell are you doing being a parent? If you're gonna complain, well, I have to drive 30 minutes away or 3 hours away, why are you complaining? That's your kid. That's your kid's way of showing you what's important to them. That a sport instead of something else that he could be doing is way more important to him than being bad. That right there should matter more than how much time you have to fucking be on the road. And like, I can't even go into detail as to why I feel the way that I do, because for legal reasons. And I just know I'm getting ready. So if I look crazy, oh well. Just know, when you signed up to be a parent, whether you wanted your child at that time or not, whether you wanted to be pregnant, whether you got pregnant by mistake, you have a child. If you have a child, that means you take care of that child no matter what. That means you stop being selfish. That means you don't get a job and say, fuck my kid's schedule, fuck my girl's schedule, fuck my wife's schedule. I have to work and you guys are going to work around me. That's not how it works. Or that's not how it's supposed to work, at least. It's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to think about your family when you get a job. If it pays a lot and your girl don't have to work and you try to do everything you can to keep your kid's schedule the way that it is, great. But don't take a job that inconveniences your entire family because you want to be selfish. And don't think for 1 second that you took that job to take care of anybody else but your damn self. Because if at that point, it's all about you. Your selfish ass cannot think of anybody else besides yourself. Because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's why when some people say that they don't have time to go to the gym, I'm like, you're on your phone, right? You make time for your phone, right? You make time to, right? So why can't you make time to go to the gym? Go to the gym in the morning, like wake up a little bit earlier and make time for your health, for your mind, body, and soul. It's all about balance. It's all about boundaries, finding what's comfortable to you, and not just saying, oh, I can't do that. I don't have time. You can make time. Somehow, some way, you can make time. And if you're going to get upset over what I said about not choosing work over your kids, then my platform is not the platform for you. Doesn't matter if you don't support the sport that they're in. I'm so confused. Just because they're not in the sport that you want them to be in, doesn't mean that you can't still be there and support their dream. It's because it's about the kids, dude. I'm I had a dad that wasn't present because he was in active addiction my entire life. Nope, don't feel sorry for me. Not at all. I am the way that I am because of all of that shit. I watched my parents choose each other. I watched my dad choose drugs. I watched my ex choose everyone else. So I'm just like, I choose me and my kids. I choose us. Because I brought them on this earth. They didn't ask to be born. So I'm going to give them the best life that I possibly can. Isn't that the goal of every parent? Like, you don't want to fucking have spoiled ass brats, but don't you want to give them a better life than what you had if you didn't have that great of a life? Or if you were a spoiled little brat, you want to teach them to stand on their own. You want to teach them that you don't need daddy or mommy's money, but if you have it and you help your kids, that's different. You don't just hand your kids money. You make them earn it, work for it. Don't just... I am one that if you're going to give me money, it's for a reason. I'm not just going to be like, hey, can I borrow some money, not pay it back or anything like that. So, I mean, like, any grandparents that likes to give my kids money just for the hell of it, that's not a holiday or anything, I'm like, did they work for it? What did they do to get that money? Like, you're not teaching them anything, dude. To each his own when it comes to being a parent. I'm not telling anyone how to be. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I am just speaking my mind because this is my platform and I have the right to. You know what I mean? Jelly bean! One last thing. This is not about anybody. This is just the shit that I've seen everywhere. So if you're going to go back and tell someone that I made this video and say that I'm talking shit, then you're going to be wrong because I'm not. I am referring to from birth to now, what I seen, what I saw, what I experienced, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm just speaking from experience. So, don't think for 1 second that I'm just sitting here talking shit about somebody because you would be incorrect.